from Lowlander Yarn Studio here. You are at home with Jacqui for all of this week, so aren't you the lucky ones? I'm going to try and do a podcast weekly while we're in the middle of this shelter in place quarantine situation that we're all in. So it is Saturday morning, and I'm doing what I usually do on a Saturday morning. I am just catching up with social media, different things like that. I'm working on my computer for a little bit. So that's what I've been doing. This is my home office, which is also our guest bedroom. So, which is also my knitting room. So yes, you're in my office with me this morning, Saturday morning, and just finishing up a little office work, and then I think I'll make myself a cup of tea and do a little bit of knitting here in just a little bit. But this episode is going to be all about at home with me for basically a full week as I take you through my week. So this is Saturday. So on the agenda today was office work, and then I'm going to go make myself a little cup of tea and do a little knitting, and then I really don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. So not really sure, well, at least most of the day, but we got a big thing coming up tomorrow. It's Easter Sunday, and normally we have like a big family get together at Easter. We have a big family between me and Michael. But because of the quarantine situation and the fact that everybody is social distancing, we have decided not to get together because we would be over 10 people, which would not be good. So me and Michael decided that what we were going to do for the kids, we have 5 kids between us and we have 2 grandkids. So what we decided we were going to do was we were going to make an Easter meal and deliver it to all of the kids. So plus Michael's mum, who's here in town. Unfortunately, my mum's not. So yes, we are going to be prepping for that later on today. And you'll probably see some of that in the podcast. And we are going to be delivering it tomorrow. We're going to start with my daughter Becca. So we have a whole route mapped out. So we're going to start with Becca, and then we're going to go to my sons Calvin and Chantel and little baby Isla. And then on to Michael's son Andrews, and then on to Sean and Kimber's with little Stella, and then we'll finish off at Michael's mum's, and we'll actually eat with her because she's on her own. So yeah, we're really super excited. We've told all the kids that that's what we're doing. So they kind of don't know what they're getting and don't know what to expect. We have some Easter baskets to deliver. So yeah, that's going to be fun. It's just a fun little thing that we can do for the kids since we can't all be together. So yeah, I'll hopefully podcast a little bit of that, and that will be in here. But right now I am off to make myself a cup of tea and do some Saturday morning lazy knitting. And I should let you guys know what I'm knitting on right now. As you know, for most of all of me, I'm on this intentional knitting journey where when I start something, I'm trying to finish it. And I did finish my baby sweater. I just got to finish sewing it up, so that'll be on here later. And I also finished something else. I can't remember what else, but that will be on here later. And then I started, my next project on my list was the Felix pullover that's so popular right now, and I thought I gotta figure out what this whole thing's about. So I bought the pattern from Ravelry. It's available on Ravelry. Don't steal it from your friends, buy it and support the designer. So anyways, I bought that last week and I cast it on, and I might add, I am not a top-down sweater person, just because traditionally I didn't grow up knitting top down. We always piece sweaters, but I thought, well, okay, I'm going to try this. So I absolutely love this knit. It's by, oh, don't quote me on it, I think it's Savory Knitting, but I'll put all the links below, and I'll also show you it here in a little bit once I go make my cup of tea. But anyways, it is one of the most relaxing knits I have done, and I'm modifying it a little bit as I go, which is the beautiful thing about this pattern. It's very easy to modify and custom it to what you want, your sizing and everything else. And I love how she has did the raglan on this sweater. She's incorporated a lace design to fit in with the raglan, and it just, oh my gosh, it's just super cute. It's definitely not going to be my first one. I intend on knitting another one. So yeah, super excited. I'm halfway done with it already. So yes, I'm off to make a spot of tea, maybe get a biscuit, and go relax on the sofa for some knitting. So come along with me and have a cuppa with me, okay? And I'd love to know what you guys are all knitting, so please comment. None of this not commenting business. I need you to comment, let me know what you're doing. So anyways, come with me as I go make myself some tea and be back with you in a minute. Hi everybody, and I'm back. As you see, I have an extra layer on because it is really cold this morning and my hair is an absolute mess. Because I didn't, it's Saturday morning, who wants to do their hair, do their makeup, whatever. So since you're at home with Jacqui, this is my at home look. So I think my hair kind of fell out a little bit. Let me clip it back up so it's not hanging in my face. So anyways, got my cup of tea, but it's actually coffee, and I am about to just do a little spot of knitting, and I thought about what I'm going to do with the rest of my morning and early afternoon before we have to start prepping for Easter dinner. So I'm going to do a little bit of knitting, knit on my Felix pullover a little bit, and then it's a lovely day, so I am going to take you out in the garden with me as I finish cleaning up the patio and cleaning out pots and stuff like that, getting ready for some spring planting, which hopefully we're going to do this week. So I started it yesterday, so it's a bit of a mess out there, but anyway, you're at home with me, so you can see all of it, including my messes. So yes, and then I thought I would take you in the sewing room because I have been working on getting ready to sew some bags for the website when we all come back out of this quarantine thing. I haven't did much in business this past few weeks, just like a lot of people. They've just taken this downtime to just concentrate on some other things. So yes, I haven't really been in the dye studio very much and haven't really did much to go on the website. So that changes this week because I will be stepping back inside the dye studio to get ready for our next yarn update. So yes, I will be dyeing this week at some point, and I will take you along in that journey too. But right now I'm going to stop and do a little bit of knitting and knit some more on my Felix pullover. So with no further ado, I am going to do a little knitting. I got my end caps on because I learned very early on in circular knitting, or moss knitting, but mostly circular knitting. If you don't get those end caps on, you lose all your stitches in your knitting bag. So anyways, come along with me as I knit for a little bit. I'm going to finish my cup of coffee, and then I am going to get ready to go out in the garden or the patio and do a little bit more cleanup to get ready to plant some spring flowers. So I'll see you in the garden. Hi everybody, and happy Easter. It is Easter. I'll be podcasting later on this week, and I thought it would be fun just to do some little blurps every day up until I sit down to do a podcast. So today it is Easter, and as we are all in this shelter in place thing, we would normally have a big family meal, but today obviously we're not doing that. So we thought it would be fun to make a meal for all the kids, which is a lot. There's 5 between us, albeit one's in Kansas City, so we're not taking it up there. But so anyway, we thought it would be fun to make a meal and do some deliveries. So we are delivering Easter meals to 5 today, 4 kids and 1 mum, and all their families and grandkids and everything else. So thought that would be fun. So we are almost about done. I have a chef in the kitchen. That's kind of nice. He just burnt his finger, but that's okay.
But that's okay.
I'll carry on. So anyways, I am going to try and switch this camera about so I can show you what process we are at. We're just about to get everything in containers and get things ready to deliver. What? Hold on a second, Mike's saying something. Oh yeah, I'm dressed, but Mike's in his pajamas.
You do your thing.
I'll do my thing while he goes and gets dressed. So anyways, I am going to try and flip this camera around and see how this works. And I can't figure out how to flip it around, so I am going to switch you off and turn it around and then switch you all back on and show you what we've been doing. So hi, I am back and couldn't figure out how to turn the camera around, so I had to switch it off and switch it back on. So as you can see, we have all the to-go containers ready to go. We are doing basically a Thanksgiving meal for Easter, mainly because my pregnant daughter-in-law absolutely loves stuffing and she said dressing, and she said that she could eat dressing her whole pregnancy. So we thought it would be fun, and we had a turkey in the freezer, so we thought it would be fun to do a lot of stuffing for her and do turkey and all the trimmings. So here's all the to-go containers ready to go. As you can see, there's a lot. We have a lot in our family, and this is some lovely banana bread that Mike baked. And then we're just getting ready to cut up some French bread, and I don't know what's over in the stove. There's some green beans ready to get going, some lovely gravy, some lovely mashed potatoes, and we have our turkey resting in the microwave. So yeah, super excited to do this. Thought it would be fun. We both thought it would be fun, and we have Easter baskets for the girls. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. So I will check back in with you once we start to make our deliveries, so that you can see some of the kids, maybe meet them and say hi. And yeah, so I will check back in with you in just a bit. So we are all ready to go and loaded up to make the rounds for all the kids. Look at the girls' Easter treats. All the food in there. Oh my gosh, I'm actually starving. I can't wait to eat. Oh, I'm so hungry. So yeah, super excited. We are on the road. We are on our way. And first stop is my daughter Becca and her roommate Sam. So we're gonna go do the first drop off. So check back in with you guys. Okay, we are making a delivery to Rebecca. We're gonna chop her door. Oh, here we are. First pit stop.
Thank you. Why are you videoing?
Why not?
Dinner.
Thank you.
It's Easter.
You brought toilet roll too?
Give you a toilet roll.
Is that some Easter candy?
Yeah. Take the flour.
Oh, I got flour too? Man, I'm getting the whole shebang.
I
Yeah, that was
know.
all purpose.
Oh, this one's all purpose? You can
Yeah.
have
That
your
one's
bright
all
flour back
purpose,
then.
yeah.
No, take it, use it, keep it.
Okay.
Yeah, do your thing.
Happy Easter.
Hi, Ro. Hi, Ro. Hi.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Oh my God.
Come on, I gotta get you in here. This is awesome. Are you walking or do I have to carry?
I'm walking. Happy Easter! Oh wow, you look gorgeous. There's your Easter basket.
Oh, wow.
Wow, you look fabulous. Oh, you just get stuck right in. You gotta be careful you don't spill it all.
They'll come out all over the
Wow. You knew those were M&Ms? Yum. M&Ms.
Very cool. What else is in
What
there?
else is in there, Stella? What else?
Color cups.
Yeah, so you can do some eggs. You probably already did eggs, but...
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. Perfect
Hey,
then.
Easter.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, pregnant mama.
no.
She's like, yeah, you're not
She's like,
videoing
don't
me.
you dare.
She's like, yep, no.
Ooh.
What else did you get?
Swedish fish.
Had to get you Swedish fish.
My favorite animal.
Okay.
What is that?
Basketball.
Basketball.
With a goal.
With a goal? everybody, and welcome to the Lowlander Yarn Studio Podcast. I do apologise. I meant to get on here before now, especially because we had a giveaway in our last podcast. But unfortunately, I didn't like any at-home business or, I don't know, dyeing business or whatever. You know, when orders come in, we gotta fulfill them. So yes, I have been very busy, unusually busy, considering we're in a quarantine. Yes, I've been really busy in the dye studio, dyeing yarn. So it's been a few weeks since I got on here. So yes, if you're joining us, like usual, or joining us for the first time, grab your cuppa and come along with me as I chit chat and blather a load of probably rubbish. Yes, I have some things to talk about, some things to vent about, some things to blather about. So I don't really know what I'm going to talk about because I don't do scripts. I'm not a professional podcaster. I don't do scripts. I kind of have an idea in my head what I want to show you guys, what I want to talk about. Then sometimes I end up going off in somewhere I didn't want to go. So yes, grab your cuppa and come join me. And if you're tuning in for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That's how you'll keep up with all the antics here at LYS. So yes, and you can find us in all the usual places. My little plug, we have a website. We have an Instagram, we have a Facebook page, all under Lowlander Yarn Studio. So don't forget to come along over there and see what's going on in the dye studio. So yes, this podcast, I was planning to go on here a lot for it because I was podcasting a week in my life. That was back a couple of weeks ago. So yes, before I came on here, you'd have seen some of that, just some things that I had been up to in life, around the house, in the dye studio. So yeah, I'm a couple of weeks behind, but never mind, it's okay. Yeah, it's just okay. So yes, what I want to talk about today. So we are still in self-isolation and about to come out of that very slowly and gradually, hopefully get things back to normal. And I actually think, and I don't know if I'd said this in my last podcast, but I actually think it'll be a new normal. I think a lot of people are rediscovering the good things about a slow life because we were kind of forced into slowing our lives down, spending time with ourselves. Some of us have discovered that we love that. Some of us have discovered that we don't like ourselves. So I'm now getting a bit fed up with myself. I'm like, okay, I spent enough time with myself. I'm getting a little tired of me now. So yes, everybody's been doing, it's been great to follow people on Instagram and Facebook and on YouTube. Just seeing what people are doing during this time at home. It's been really good, and everybody's plugging off each other and getting different ideas for different things that they're doing, either around their house or how they're visiting with their families and trying to at the same time practice social distancing. So, and I might say with my family, because we have a big family together, there's about 13 of us. And we have been practicing social distances, but I do have a confession to make. We broke the rules twice during this past, I think it's been 4 or 5 weeks? Because I was missing the kids so much and the girls so much. So yeah, we kind of broke the rules a couple of times and got together and just thought, what the heck, you know. The girls came over last Sunday and I hadn't seen them in a while, and when I had seen them, I hadn't been hugging on them or kissing on them. But last Sunday I was like, forget that rubbish, because I want a hug, and so did they. So little Isla, who's 3, came next to me and sat next to me, and she took her little hands in my face and she's like, Nana, I just miss you all the time. Talk about melt your heart. How can you not hug on that? So yeah, I broke the rules. And then my little Stella Bella, who's 5, when she was leaving, and she was telling me, Michael, I love you guys. And then she puts at the end, I love you guys and I'll never forget you. And I'm like, oh, this social distancing and being away from your family and parents having to explain it to young kids and stuff. Their little interpretation of life is quite something else. So yes, I will be glad to be able to go back to a normal family life and get together as family and enjoy all those things that we enjoyed before. So yes, I think there's a lot of people who, when they get back to that stage, I think there's going to be a lot of photographs on Facebook and stuff like that, and Instagram videos of everybody just going big or going home. So yes, I have something planned in a couple of weeks. I told the girls their first sleepover after social distancing and quarantine is May 9th. I gave them an actual date of May 9th. So I am super excited for next weekend for them to come and spend the night with their nana. So yeah, totally excited. They want pizza, they want to watch a movie in Nana's bed, they want popcorn. Oh yeah, they gave all their orders. so yeah, but anyways, but wherever you are, I hope that this past month for you has been one of positivity as well as getting through it mentally and spiritually and financially. I know during this time we've all went through our own process, and some are struggling financially more than others, some are struggling mentally more than others, or spiritually more than others. But through it all, I've tried to remain as positive as I can be, and believe me, I have my own struggles. You know, as I had said in the last podcast, my main business, which brings in my income, literally went like that, which kind of got me down for about a week, and then I kind of picked myself up and thought, okay, I have two businesses here. I have that business and I have my dye business that I've never did completely full time, just because I suppose there's that part of you that worries that you're not going to bring enough in to offset your main income. But when you're only left with that choice, you can sink or swim. So I went in with 2 feet and really plugged it, really focused on it, really just put my heart and soul into it. And one of the things I'm discovering is that my business can be more than what it is when you commit to it and you keep your customers engaged and involved, and that risk factor gets taken away from you, which it did through no choice of my own. I had no choice but to do the only thing I had left to do, which was to dye yarn, which is great and fun and fantastic. So yes, because of that, my orders have tripled this past month. And there's part of me that, you know, in this whole thing, a lot of people are reflecting. And there's part of me that has been reflecting on that and reflecting on taking more risks in my business and being more confident that I can produce more, I can be out there more, and I can really, really focus on that and not worry so much about paying the bills. Because, you know, with faith and everything else, you know, I've got through this time, and I know a lot of others have got through this time, and I'm not saying it's been easy. It has not been easy, so I'm not being complacent, whatever, but at the same time, trying to remain positive through something like this really does help. So I've tried to remain positive through work, like my yarn business, engaging with you guys more, really concentrating on this journey, which is bizarre to me, this journey of intentional knitting that I took this year. This was before COVID even happened. And I wanted to commit myself to intentional living in every aspect of my life, at home, with my business, with knitting and everything else. So intentional as in committing yourself to do something and following through with it, and slowing down a bit so that you enjoy it more, and all that goes along with intentional living. But obviously with the COVID, in a sense, it's forced a lot of us into intentional living. So I just find it really ironic that this journey that I took at the beginning of the year, then this happens, and then it really forces you to intentionally live, to really have to think about decisions that we make, to really have to focus on some things because we don't have a lot of other stuff going on. So yeah, I'm really, really happy. And through this past 4 or 5 months, at first when I had committed myself to intentional, let's just take my knitting and my crafts, I had committed myself to one project and finishing that one project. And I feel like I've did so good with that I rewarded myself. So now I have took myself up to, I can start another project or two while working on the one that I'm working on if I commit so much time to each project each day. So talking about that, my first project I finished, I haven't sewn it completely up yet, was, I showed you last time on the podcast, little Max baby jacket, baby little waistcoat as I call it. So yes, I did finish it. I still got to sew one side of it up, so forgive the ends because it's striped and there's a lot of ends to sew in. But I did finish his little jacket. I'll show you the one side mainly. Oops, gotta get my coffee out of the way. I don't want my coffee in my knitting. How cute is that? Oh my gosh, I love it. So the original pattern called for long sleeves, but I wanted to buy him a little denim shirt to go under it. So I finished it off with little cap sleeves. But I just love how the colours worked out, and I can't wait for him to be here so he can wear it. He is due to be with us September 13th. So super exciting. So yes, so that is one project. Finished knitting, but not completely finished. So in my intentional knitting, that is my goal this weekend, is to sew this up, get the buttons on it, and I will pop it back on the next podcast so that you guys can all have a gander at it. And my big project, which I am totally excited about, in the last podcast, I don't know if I had actually cast it on, but I at least talked about my plan. And that was the Felix pullover by Savory Knitting. So I put that on my needle a few weeks ago and committed myself to only working that in this intentional knitting. And that was all I did until I finished it. And I did finish it, and I'm wearing it. And before I completely show you it, I want to give a shout out for that pattern. I did patterns throughout the years. Mostly the patterns I've did are seamed knitting, because over there that's just what you do. This is my first sweater I have did from top down. And I never really got it before when knitters would say to me like, oh my gosh, I'm never doing a seam sweater again or whatever, it's so much work. And I would say, well, I don't like top down sweaters because just for various reasons. I actually think I've converted to the top down garment, because when I got done, there were like 4 ends to sew in and no more sewing, and I thought, wow, that is completely amazing. And anyways, I loved it. So I made a few adaptations to, well, firstly, let me backtrack. See what I mean? I go off. But for all those who have heard of the Felix pullover, it's really trending at the moment, who are thinking about knitting it and haven't put it on their needles, I urge you to put it on your needles. It is one of the most relaxing knits I have ever done. I absolutely love doing it. I loved how they designed the pattern. Amy Christoffen, I think, is the actual designer, and I think she must own Savory Knitting. That must be her business name. So, but she wrote it so simple, very easy to follow, very easy to understand, very easy to memorize, so you don't have to keep looking back at your pattern. But the thing that I love about it, it's very customizable, which I'll show you here in a second. But I customized mine because, firstly, because I was intentionally knitting, I wanted to use a yarn that I had in my stash, and I wanted a plain color, and I wanted to knit it for the summer, to go over some like summer dresses. So I only had enough yarn and a fingering weight yarn, and the original pattern calls for worsted or iron weight yarn. So I thought, well, what'll happen if I double the fingering weight yarn, which I did, and it worked out perfectly. Now, I'm not suggesting that you guys do that. I'm just saying for me, it worked out good. So that was the first customization I did. And then because I wanted to put it over summer dresses, I wanted to do short sleeves. So I adapted the sleeves to be short. And I also wanted a short, it's a pretty short jumper anyways, but I wanted it a little shorter, almost like a crop. So I am very pleased to be wearing my Felix pullover, which is in my yarn. The colorway is Dry Stone, and you can find that on our website in all different bases. It's just a plain color with a little tonal to it. But I am going to stand up and show you the Felix pullover by Jacqui. You see how, I'm gonna have to like stand up. You see how I designed it to go over a dress. So I cropped it a little bit. I'm gonna have to stand back a little bit more, guys. So I cropped it so it would just literally sit on my waist. The original is just a little bit longer and it's more baggier, but I wanted it more fitting because I was going to put it over summer dresses. So yes, I cropped it a little bit and then I shortened the sleeves. As you can see, I didn't do full sleeves. But one of the things I love about this jumper is she has incorporated this eyelet design in the raglan. When you do a raglan, obviously you have this, raised stitch that comes down here because it's a raglan sleeve. But I love the fact she incorporated the eyelets in there. So you have this beautiful design on the shoulder, if you can see it. Beautiful design on the shoulder, and you don't actually see your raglan, and it goes down the back too. But I love the neck, how it's a scooped neck. I love that. It's not like really hugging your neck, but I am so happy with it. And as you can see, for all those short row knitters, I am not perfect with my short rows. So I have a little, which I'm going to sew in, I have a little pronounced where I wrapped and turned it. So just to let you know that even professional knitters, and I don't think I'm professional knitters, but we're not perfect. We make mistakes. We don't do things right. Sometimes we're not good at something. But yes, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it so much that I put another one on my needle and I dyed a custom yarn for it. Let me get straightened up here. So I thought, now I want one for winter, and I wanted to do it in a speckled yarn. And I'm also doing a short sleeve because I wear a lot of long sleeved like t-shirts, so I wanted to do a short sleeve too. But anyways, I dyed a yarn to symbolize coming out of this quarantine, and it's on our website, and it's called Summer's Coming, because guys, we're gonna get through this. Summer's coming, we're gonna be out there, we're gonna be out and about again, and I wanted to design a yarn that made me happy and that would keep me going until we get through to the next stage of this quarantine. So I designed, so here it is, I've cast it on, as you can see. I finished one sleeve already. I didn't want to do a cuff sleeve, this like a rib sleeve. I wanted a rolled sleeve, so this one. So I did a little rolled sleeve there, so it's going to be short sleeved, as you can see. Let me see, I think this is the front. Can you see it? But anyway, this yarn is called Summer is Coming, or Summer's Coming, and I absolutely love how it's working up. This project works up so quickly that it's just great to work on. I absolutely love working on it. You can watch the TV, you don't have to keep looking at your pattern. You can customize it. It's a really, really great pattern, and I'll put the link below for the pattern. You can get it on Ravelry. It's available on Ravelry, and she also has, which I just got, Felix cardigan. So I plan to do that next when I'm done with this one, and I am going to do that long sleeve. So yes, finished project, work in progress. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. And then of course, like I said, I gave myself permission to cast on some things or start some other things. So obviously I was finished with little baby Mac's cardigan. So one of the things I'm doing for his nursery is Kimber wanted me to knit a blanket in the colours that his nursery is going to be. So I went into my stash, used all my stash yarn, which I'm excited about, got a little collection going, made sure I had enough, and I just started a simple knit blanket. These are going to be the colours of his nursery. It's going to be like earthy colours. And you can see I have a little thing hanging here. That's because I put some stitches either side on some stitch holders so that I could knit a border up the side, which will be all the same colour and frame the blanket. But I don't have a pattern for this, guys. It's just a simple knit. If you're interested, message me and I'll count my stitches and I'll let you know how many stitches I cast on and text message you. But yeah, I just kind of made it up myself and just striking it out as I feel it as I go through it. So yes, I'm about quarter way through with that. And so yes, every day, every morning during this quarantine, I spend 7 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock knitting. So I spend some time on one project and some time in another project, and I try and knit throughout the day. But for me, then, if I get busy, then I know I've given myself that time in the morning. That's my knit time, my coffee time. I watch a little TV or listen to a little music, and I just try and knit. So that's the two projects, because I don't have a lot, because I'm intentionally living. So that's the two projects I'm working on right now. And the only other project I got going is, I don't know if I put this in the last podcast, but I started a little embroidery project, which I haven't worked on for a couple of weeks, but let me get it out of here. It's just a little embroidery, just something that I wanted for my kitchen or my bedroom or whatever. Let's see if you can see it. It's just live simply, which I thought was so appropriate for right now, because that's what I feel everybody's doing, is they have learned to live a simpler life, and for the most part we're all enjoying living a simpler life. So this is my COVID embroidery, and it's just going to be framed with a little flower ring. And I noticed that it's kind of like stamped on. Well, I didn't buy this. One reason was I couldn't afford an embroidery kit because everything is going on, and I really couldn't find anything that I liked in terms of an embroidery kit. So I bought myself some carbon copy paper and just printed off something that I found that I liked, and just did it myself. So it's really super easy. You just get your fabric, you just get your carbon copy paper, so the carbon side is down, and then you put your printed design, print side up, that you want, and then you simply just get a stylus pen and kind of draw around everything, or a pencil would do, something that gives that little pressure, and then the printed comes out on your fabric, and then you are good to go. So yes, living intentionally is great, figuring out ways to do stuff by ourselves, and then I just, I had some little embroidery holders, but I didn't have enough. So I just used pegs to put my embroidery floss on. So, and super easy. And I have it in my super duper L&B little round bag that just pops all closed. And then I just open it. Yes, when I want to open it. So that's kind of what I've been working on. I would love to know what you guys are working on, what projects you've done, what you've been doing. Everybody's been cleaning out their house, like you have seen me do in the last podcast, which brings me to the next part of our podcast, which is our giveaway. So our giveaway is a little box full of stash goodies from my craft cupboard to yours. And the winner of our little giveaway is Lisa H. That's all I know her as she commented on our podcast. So Lisa H, if you're watching, please message me or email me, Jacqui at lowlanderyarnshop.com, and let me know your address so I can send your box of goodies, and I hope you enjoy it. There's a little bit of everything in there. So, and if indeed you do not message before the next podcast, then I'll announce another winner on the next podcast. So yes, congratulations, Lisa H. Your little box of goodies will be on their way as soon as you email me. So yes, what is in shop news this month? Well, kind of excited, been in the dye studio, been dyeing up some new yarns and colorways, and I added some sock sets to the shop this month in our last yarn update, and they all sold out. And then I uploaded some more to our website, and they all sold out. So I guess they're going to be popular. So I just have a few here to kind of show you some of our sock sets. So the first one I want to show you was inspired by my little granddaughter Stella when she was over eating homemade pizza one time that Michael had made her, and she's sitting there, she's eating it, and she's like, "Oh, this pizza is so fresh and fancy." And we were laughing, and I'm like, fresh and fancy, she's 5. So when I designed this one colorway, it just had a really fresh feel to it, and I thought, that's perfect, I'm going to call it Fresh and Fancy. And it was the one that sold out the quickest on the 2 times we uploaded it. So, and it is also the one I am going to be using on my needles next. So this is Fresh and Fancy. It's a little aqua with a little mauve accent color, as you can see. You can kind of see it there. But I just love the freshness of just the aqua on the plain yarn with nothing else other than a little speckle of aqua on top. But I just love it. And I paired it, because it's a sock set, I paired it with a little Fresh Aqua mini skeins. So this is what you get in your sock set. You can go to our website, and if you go to, it should be on our main page because we just advertised it, so you can click on that. But if you don't get to that, if you go into the shop and then scroll down, it will have sock sets, and if you go on there, you'll see what choices. Right now we have 8 choices available, but I am getting ready to dye up some more. So this is one you'll see on there. It's the Fresh and Fancy sock set. So that's one of them. The other one we dyed up, and I completely forgot to bring the mini over, but the mini will be this kind of green color. This is our Stay All Day sock set, just because it reminded me of just coziness, and I just want to stay all day in the house and knit with it. It's just a blend of mauves and greens and some little kind of like speckles of some like kind of gold tones. But I just absolutely love this one, and so do our customers. In fact, this morning I sold 3 of these sets. The Stay All Day sock set, which comes with a little green mini. Sorry that I forgot to bring the mini over. So we have our Fresh and Fancy, we have our Stay All Day, and the next one we have is, I only brought 3 over to show you, is our Flying Solo colorway, which is kind of like grey and yellows and lemons, and just a really light colored yarn for those who don't like a lot of color like myself. I'm not a huge color person. I'm more of an earthy girl, as you know from how I knit. But yes, this is our Flying Solo sock set, and it comes with a little deep grey mini. So talking about sock sets, here's what I want to do. Okay, I am going to confess, but when I owned the yarn shop, I discovered very quickly here in the United States of America that people love to knit socks. I mean, like, I don't know in other parts, but certainly down this neck of the woods, people absolutely love sock knitting. It's like a collection thing. They collect it, and they love to buy all different yarns and stuff. And obviously when I owned the shop, as a shop owner, you try and keep up with things that you know that your customers like really like to see or whatever, you know. So I've knit samples and this and that. And I thought, I gotta start knitting some socks. And I was known as the sock loser of Lowlander, along with another good friend, Mary Shepers, because not that we couldn't knit socks, we could knit socks, but we never ever finished socks because we would just get so bored with them. And I would think, what is it that people find so appealing about knitting socks? Quite frankly, I found them extremely monotonous and boring. So for that reason, I never finished a pair of socks. I'd get halfway through or get one done, and it would be the one sock loser award. So yes, my title in the yarn shop was sock loser. So now that I've dyed up sock sets, I thought, well, I have got to knit a pair of socks from beginning to end, and I'm also on an intentional knitting journey. So for that reason, you guys keep me accountable, because if I start something, I have to finish it. So this sock loser is going to cast on a pair of socks in the fresh and fancy colorway. And I thought, to make it more fun so that you guys can keep me accountable, that we should start a little kind of knit along. You can either go on the website and buy your own sock set, or use sock yarn that you have, but of course I'm a small business, so yes, please buy the yarn. And I thought, when I get ready to cast on, that we'd start a little group, I don't know, maybe on Facebook or something, I don't know, something, where we can knit along with our socks. So that goes for all you avid sock knickers out there. Sock knickers? I just said knickers. Knitters out there that will put me to shame. But if you out there are also a sock loser like me, then why don't you join along and we'll keep each other accountable. And hopefully by the end of it, we will not have the sock loser title. So I thought, if I start a group, don't get offended, this name is purely for me, I'm going to call it the Sock Loser Club. I don't know, maybe I'll start a club and call it the Sock Loser Club. I don't know, I'm not going to do that, because I want you guys to feel free, if finances are tight and you can't buy a sock set, to use your own sock yarn. But I really think I will call it the Sock Loser Club. So yes, I will find a way to plug in with you guys. If you're interested, when I get it up and running, to join me and knitting some socks from beginning to end, then comment below, and then that way I can let you guys know if I do it through Ravelry or do it through Facebook. I'll probably do it through Facebook because I suck at Ravelry. As some of you know, I started a group in Ravelry about a month ago, and I am so ashamed of myself. I started an intentional knitting group on Ravelry for people to join me in this intentional knitting journey, and I was going to be doing giveaways, which I still am. But I absolutely suck at Ravelry. I don't know why. I haven't got on there to upload stuff or to see who else has joined or whatever. I promise you guys, for anybody that's watching who joined that Ravelry group, this is an intentional year, and I am going to get on Ravelry, and I am going to figure out how to navigate Ravelry, and I am going to do it. so for that reason, if I start the little sock knit along, I'll probably just do it on Facebook, because I find that easier to navigate. So yes, if you're interested in joining my sock loser club, then comment below, or message me, email me, or whatever, and we'll figure out how to get it going and stuff. But I'm thinking I'll probably cast on in about another week, because I'll be almost done with my other two projects. Well, at least my sweater, maybe not the blanket. But so yes, join the Sock Loser Club. Maybe I'll just call it Jacqui's Sock Loser Club. So yes, so that's about all I have to kind of show you guys. We do have a lot of new yarns in the shop. I'm getting it back up and running website wise. We did a yarn update last weekend, which was very successful. We tend to do our yarn updates about once a month. I mean, we'll have stuff on our website, but it does sell out very quickly. So I do these splodges for yarn updates where I have a lot available at one time for you guys to buy. And I know a lot of you guys have bought some stuff. And big shout out to Jana Parks when we released our sock sets last weekend. If you're watching Jana, she bought every single sock set. I think 8 in total. And I'm thinking, how many pairs of socks are you going to knit? I want to see those socks. In fact, you should join our club when I get it started. So yeah, I want to know what you guys are all doing with your yarn that you buy here from Lowlander Yarn Studio. I want to see what you guys are all doing with your stash that you stash bust, or yarn that you get from other places, or crafts or home projects or whatever. Plug in, let me know what you're doing. And yes, so I think I really don't have much else to talk about. You didn't see Helga on this one just because I didn't get that far, but maybe next one Helga will plug back in. So yes, love you guys. I appreciate you supporting my little part of the world here at Lowlander. And if you like our channel, I don't usually promote my YouTube channel, so that's why I don't have like 5,000 subscribers, but I don't need, I mean, of course it would be nice, but I'm not in it to see how many subscribers I can get. I'm really in it to connect with my customer base. And mostly people who have subscribed here are my customer base, or people that like to follow my knitting and stuff like that, which sometimes isn't very much. But if you do like our channel, please subscribe to it. And if you like it, please share it. And if you like our yarns, please make sure if you post photographs, join us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram, and I'll follow you back. But please, like, post pictures of what you're doing with your yarns and hashtag it Lowlander Yarn Studio. And in that way I can get your feed and stuff. So it's been great being with you guys. I hope next time I'm with you guys, I will have my sweater done, a little bit more in my embroidery, and a little bit further forward on my blanket. And I would have started my sock loser socks in the fresh and fancy colorway. So yeah, I hope you guys are all staying safe. I hope you guys are all well, and I will see you next time right back here for another episode of Lowlander Yarn Studio Podcast. But for now, ciao for now.